Hello, hello. It is Sarah Divinely You. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I use astrology and energy work, as well as my background in life and leadership coaching to help you see yourself and accept yourself for yourself. It is my belief that we are all here in this time and in this space for a divine purpose. And so I'm here to support you through this crazy time in which we live in. And so let me go ahead and share my screen. Before I say that, I am going to be doing my Instagram lives, my daily Instagram lives, and some of the things that I will talk about in here today, I will expand on my Instagram. So Sarah Divinely You on Instagram, if you would like to follow me there to get further info. I do think I will record some for YouTube. So if you don't do Instagram, don't worry, you will not be left out. But yeah, let's dive into the presentation that I created. Okay. Oops. Obviously, I was not set completely up. If you do hear a voice in the background, I do use a screen reader to support me to navigate my screen a little easier. So let's dive in. So this is energy and astrology for March 26th through April 2nd. Obviously, I'm a little late. It's the 27th. And so, yeah, I'm working on getting this out there quicker, but we'll see. I do the best I can, right? But I do want to work on getting them out in a little more of a timely manner. So this week, because we now have Pluto in Aquarius, we now have Saturn in Pisces, and so obviously some big energy has shifted. Truths are coming out, truths are being revealed, or at least alternative versions of stories, right? Because I don't want to like completely say like truths because they may not be your truths, right? So, but you will at least be hearing alternative versions to stories, and kind of it becomes your discernment of what you want to, go by, what you want to believe, all that. Energies are fresh because we have so many planets in new signs. We had just had last week alone, we had obviously the sun moved into Aries, the Pluto moved into Aquarius. Mars finally left Gemini after a good 6.5, 7 months and moved into Cancer. Previously, we had Venus change signs. We've had Mercury change signs. It's about to change again. And of course, we had Saturn move into Pisces the beginning of March. And so March was a big month of a lot of planets changing signs, moving energies, and the two significant being Pluto and Saturn, because they are outer planets, they move slower. We're now seeing Saturn in a sign that's not its home sign. Capricorn and Aquarius are Saturn's home. Now we're seeing it in Pisces. So this is a very different energy. Pluto was in Capricorn for 15 years. Now it's in Aquarius. It will dip its toes in and out between Capricorn and Aquarius until the end of 2024, but mostly now we have this energy change of Pluto and Aquarius. And it's my opinion that that's why we're seeing a lot of truths come out. And then you combine that with the Saturn and Pisces energy, which can be very mentally unstable. And so as these truths or as these alternative versions of stories are coming out, it could be creating a lot of just confusion and like holy shit moments. And so really it's about emotional processing and emotional stamina. Let's see, keep your heart centered, of course. Here I do have mental stamina on here. I think it's as much mental stamina as it is emotional stamina and emotional intelligence. We'll talk about that more later. And then be strong in your self-worth. Yeah, because we're going to have more activity going on in Taurus because Venus is there making its aspects to, of course, it made the, conjuncted the North Node, and it'll conjunct Uranus this week. So let's look at the transits. Sunday we had Mercury conjunct Chiron, and now today Mercury is conjunct Jupiter, all in Aries. And I think what was significant about that Mercury conjunct Chiron is that we already had Venus conjunct Chiron previously, and then Jupiter conjunct Chiron, which dug up a lot of childhood wounds, a lot of inner child work, and a lot of just destabilizing energy. Now we've got Mercury conjunct Chiron yesterday, Sunday. That Mercury is more mental. It's kind of like, okay, now you know what you know. Now you know the wounds. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to move forward so that A, you can heal from those wounds, and B, you can change the cycles. You get to disrupt the cycles, right? Healing our wounds, your trauma wounds or childhood wounds is all about disrupting cycles. And so, things got brought up to you and you kind of did the whole, why is this happening to me thing, which is completely fine. We've all been there. But it's definitely about like, okay, how are you going to make it go differently so that you don't wash, rinse, repeat that cycle again? And then, of course, on the 28th, we will have, where am I? The first quarter square moon. The moon at 8 degrees of Cancer will square the sun at 8 degrees of Aries. I invite you to look back at the intentions that you set for the new moon in Aries on the 21st and, take a look. Where are you with those intentions? Have you made progress on them? Has anything come up? Opportunities come up to fulfill those? What kind of, are you staying in alignment so that you can continue to move forward? This is where it gets tricky, right? Because of course we're having a lot of information being revealed. Like I said, alternative stories, which is causing like emotional upset and emotions to occur. But are you able to be emotionally intelligent to know that you have emotions, but you are not your emotions, so you can continue to move forward on your intentions for this lunation cycle? And then of course Thursday, the theme for March was that everything happens on Thursdays, I feel like. So on Thursday we have oh, I need to make this bigger so I can read it. Sorry. We have Mars in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces. That's kind of going to be a theme for the week. Mars in Cancer doesn't like being in Cancer. Saturn, not such a big fan of Pisces. And so again, back to that emotional intelligence bit. Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Again, the self-worth could be something to do with the finances. We've seen a lot of things happening, especially in the United States, with regards to our banking systems and financial structures. And so now we're going to, Uranus is a disruptor. Venus is all about self-worth. And so, it comes back to, do you acknowledge your self-worth and your value as a human, regardless of your job, your money, your whatever, your earthly possessions? It's important to have earthly possessions, of course, and it is important to have money. I'm not just discounting that. I'm inviting you to tap into your self-worth from the perspective of, if you did not have all of these things, would you be able to acknowledge your worthiness as a human? And I have it that you're a beautiful human and that you are here for a divine purpose, and that you are definitely a valuable human to whatever community you're in. You're definitely valuable to society. You're definitely valuable to me for being on my channel and listening to my videos. I appreciate you. And then, of course, we will have, I believe this is the moon in Leo is going to oppose Pluto in Aquarius. Again, not such a big transit, but it is the first time we're going to experience the moon oppose Pluto in Aquarius. So I felt like it was worth noting that it could feel different. It's a fiery moon versus Pluto in a new sign for the first time in 15 years. Could feel different. We could feel some stuff from that. And then Mars in Cancer, trining the South Node in Scorpio. I don't know that this, again, it could just be about emotional intelligence. South Node is where we've come from. Mars just kind of digging up some stuff. So again, emotional intelligence, knowing that you have emotions, but that you are not your emotions. The moon will move from Gemini and transit itself to Virgo by the end of the week. So that's just something to note. And then on April 3rd, we will have Mercury move into Taurus. It will move into Taurus the 3rd, goes into shadow on the 7th, just after the full moon in Libra. And then on the 21st, it will be the first planet to go retrograde in 2023. So that is the time frame. If I'm recording this on the 27th of March, you have about a month, a little less than a month, to really continue to make progress towards your goals, make decisions before Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury is about communication. It is about its quickness, but when it is in retrograde, there are miscommunications, there's misfires, there's all kinds of things that are occurring. And so before the 21st, if something is in front of you to make a choice on, make that decision before, or you can wait until after. But I highly recommend doing it before, because if an opportunity is there now, may not be there by the end of Mercury retrograde. So those are the transits we're working with this week. All in all, it is not a bad week. And to be honest, most astrological transits are not about good and bad, because it's really just your experience of them and how you choose to transmute, transcend, and transform yourself and your being during these transits. So really, there's never really a bad transit. There are things that are going to dig up more wounding, more emotional reaction than other transits, but in general, there's not really a such thing as a good or a bad astrological transit. Thursday, again, that seems to be the theme for March. There was a lot of big transits that created financial or self-worth type things for us during the month of March on Thursdays. So obviously this last Thursday in March is going to be no exception. So there you go. All right, so things to know and do this week. Always journaling, meditating, completion. I'm going to do an Instagram live about completion processes on Wednesday, and I will concurrently record it for YouTube so that you guys will have it on YouTube for those of you that are not on Instagram. But what I noticed coming into this week is that I needed to do a lot of completions for stuff that I have been going through and experiencing, and I needed to get out some gunk out of my own headspace and process, and then find the gratitude for those things. And so I'll talk more about that on the live on Wednesday. But of course, you can always follow me on Instagram, Sarah Divinely You. Follow your heart. Build on build on activities that bring you joy. Yeah. So if things are making you happy, do them. I would say forget about who's going to talk about you. People are always going to talk about you. It's just how the world works. But honestly, if it makes you happy and you're having fun doing it, and it's something that just makes your heart light up, do that thing, because honestly, that's how we heal this world, right? It's like I said yesterday in the tarot, it's when we experience joy and we light up our heart and we light up ourselves and we shine bright because we are smiling while we're doing things, that radiates out into the rest of the world. And that is the beauty of Pluto and Aquarius, is we all get to be our unique selves. There is something on the internet for everyone. So there's that. Emotional intelligence, I've mentioned it, I don't know, 5 times already. I'm gonna keep mentioning it. Acknowledging that you have emotions, because we all have them, processing them, and recovering. And this is the key, is recover. It's, it's okay, have your emotions, but acknowledge that you have them, process them. So if you need to have a good cry, if you need to punch pillows, if you need to bang your head to some rock and roll music, if you need to scream with Chester Bennington, whatever it is you need to do, that's one of my favorites, obviously. Whatever it is you need to do to process your emotions. I will say one of the reasons that this video is a little late this week is I had an event on Saturday. I had a sale. I had a craft sale. I sell crochet with my mom who knits. And so just being around that many people, like, I need recovery from that. And then of course things popped up from me. that, things I had to emotionally process. Things had already been coming up for me that I knew I had to emotionally process. And so I chose to take the time to do that and delay putting this video out there. So again, it's something I need to work on, is my routine as to when these videos come out. You are free to leave a comment if you would like these videos to come out on Sunday. And that is what my audience wants. I will do my very best to respond to that. And record these like prior to an event weekend. My eye's itching, I apologize. Then that is what I will do. I really want to make sure that you guys are getting the support that you need through this time and space that we are in. So emotional intelligence. You can check out the Hearts Unleashed podcast with Abigail Gazda, or just go follow Instagale on Instagram. Abigail is an amazing emotional intelligence support coach. She's got an amazing community, Hearts Unleashed, of support coaches to support people with emotional growth and emotional intelligence. Keep moving forward on your intentions. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like, this is literally like, step the heck up. Whatever it is you really, really, truly want, stop letting all of the judgments, all of the fears get in your way. This is really, I've heard like 3 astrologers say it, myself included, of, this is really a moment to step up. And I won't say you're running out of time with that Mercury retrograde, because I never think we're running out of time. I don't believe that. I think that there are times when it's going to get trickier to step up. But this is one of those moments where you've got so much forward momentum. You've got all of the planets in good reception, especially last week we did. But even this week, we still have forward momentum to continue moving things forward. Okay, heart chakra. Why am I talking about the heart chakra this week? Because we have Mars in Cancer, which Mars is at fall in Cancer. It does not like being there, because Mars is a go, 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 do, masculine energy planet in Cancer, which is the moon's home, which is all about emotions and flow and nurture and all of those things. So you can imagine the conflict that these two planets have trying to be in each other's space. And because we will have the moon in Cancer this week, I think it's important to tune into your heart space, to really be clear as to how you can shine moving forward. The colors for the heart chakra are pink and green. You can wear them, you can create with them, do maybe some free drawing or some free painting or whatever, coloring, whatever you do creatively with green and pink. Wear green and pink. You can wear jewelry, you can wear clothing. Maybe it's just even your socks, pink socks with your khaki pants, things like that. Or like I said, jewelry, crystals. Green aventurine is a good crystal for heart support. And then of course for oils, we have rose, geranium, and neroli. These are only a few, obviously, just some that I picked out that I like. I love geranium. I put a little dab right on my heart chakra, and just allow that to sink in and, support my heart in opening up and, allowing it to, settle down. Rose is a great heart healer. 332, excuse me, wrong. 432 hertz sound frequency. You can search the internet. YouTube has plenty of 432 hertz sound healings that you can listen to. I highly recommend it. Heart-centered and heart chakra meditations. Again, find them on YouTube, Insight Timer, those kinds of things. What I want to say about these and what it connects to in the next slide is that lay flat on your bed if you're feeling like, the uncertainty of, trying to, the uncertainty of, do I really want to put this out there? Do I really want to do this? Oh my God, people are gonna blah, 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 blah. This is when you put the rose oil, the geranium oil, the neroli oil on your heart chakra. You lay down on your bed. You can use headphones if you want. You don't have to. And then play the 432 hertz or play the heart chakra meditation. Do some deep breathing. Breathe really into that heart space, to really open it up and allow the heart to shine for you. And the universe will guide you from there. Okay, let's talk about overwhelm because this is really important right now because there's so much energy changing that it's very easy to get overwhelmed. And so it's really important. And this goes back to what I said, take time to calm yourself down, take time to calm your system down, lay flat on your bed, taking some deep breaths. And when I say flat, like only a pillow under your head, and really just allow yourself to lay flat and consciously focus on your breathing. Um, what else we got? Silence or do not disturb your phone or your devices for as long as possible. I am not somebody who does a lot of notifications. It gives me serious nervous system anxiety, overwhelm, all of the things. I don't use a lot of notifications even when I don't have do not disturb on because I don't like to hear the sounds of people's devices. It is not my favorite thing. I don't know why. It makes me cringe. But if I'm like in public and somebody's phone is beeping every couple seconds, I'm literally like, mute your freaking phone. Um, that's just me. I don't like to hear people's phones. But I obviously respect and understand that you need your phone, you need the alerts for certain things. And there are settings, especially in iOS. I don't know about Androids. But especially in iOS, there are settings so that, you know, things that need to come through urgently can come through even when your phone is on do not disturb. You can also set it up to where if your family calls need to come through, your family texts need to come through at all times, you can set up your phone so that those calls and messages will always come through. But then turn off everything else. You know, social media notifications, whatever it is. Email. I don't have any of those turned on. Those are just not. I don't need notified that quickly. um, but the more quiet time you can get, I always say, like, I like to sit in a quiet, dark room extensively. It is something that allows me to reconnect with myself. It allows me to reconnect with my body and what I might be feeling or experiencing in the moment. Okay, create one thing at a time, task lists, and then do one thing at a time. I am not a fan of multitasking. When I multitask, I screw shit up. I am literally a one at a time, one task at a time, and this helps create calm in my nervous system, in my energy space. And so if I'm supposed to be, you know, getting myself ready to go out of the door, it is put your socks on, put your shoes on, tie your shoes, go get your coat, grab your hat, make sure you have your sunglasses, make sure your wallet's in your purse, make sure you have your shopping bags if I need them, make sure you have water. I always take water with me. It's all of these things. I literally verbally say these things out loud. It creates calm in my nervous system. It's so that I'm not doing all those things at one time and then I forget something or leave something behind or I don't bring all of the things that I need for wherever I'm going. And this is true for everything. When I'm coming to set up to record videos, you need your laptop, you need your microphone, you need your water, you need to have your phone nearby. You know, I do one thing at a time and it seems really mundane, but it creates calm in the nervous system to not multitask. When we multitask, our brain is trying to do everything at once and then you can end up, you know, then you're like, oh, why am I so scattered? Why am I so cluttered? So break it down for yourself, go easy on yourself, and create a way to do one thing at a time. Go slow, get things done, but go slow. And I guarantee you, with what I just said here about doing one thing at a time, you will get more shit done because you're not trying to do everything at once and you're not overwhelmed and you're not, you know, completely like scattered. You are literally going slow enough that you can do one thing at a time and you'll get more things done more efficiently and your nervous system will not be overloaded with trying to do all of the things. All right, so that's the presentation. Let me, there we go. Okay. So This is a really good week. There's, like I said, there's a lot of good aspects. We're kind of done with a lot of the square aspects because of the fact that now things are more in, similar element signs. So we have trine aspects happening, which trines are easier than squares. Squares are usually lessons, trines more of a triangle, so they're a little easier. However, we still have like this adjustment to this change in energies. So it's definitely a lot going on at once. It's a lot to process at once. So definitely be gentle, be compassionate. It's okay. Give yourself grace and space, process the things that you need to process. And then put that, journal it, write about it, and then move forward on the intentions that you have. So this is a big year. This was a big month for a big year. And so yeah, I think that's all I have for this week. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your likes, your views, your subscriptions. Really thankful to see my channel growing. And so head on over to my Instagram and hang out with me there in a live if you want to and see what that's all about. And so I will talk to you next week. I do fully intend to do a weekly video as well as a full moon video in the second half of this lunation cycle, really focusing a lot of attention on these moon cycles this year, because I think that we all experience something during moon cycles and different phases of the moon. We just don't realize that it's associated with the moon. And so we are building up to a full moon. The moon does end this week in Virgo, and the full moon will be in Libra. And so that is the full moon. And then we will, of course, have a eclipse coming up in another 2 weeks. It'll be at 29 degrees Aquarius, Aries. Gosh, 29 degrees Aries on the 19th. So we do have some big things coming up, but this week is a pretty easygoing week. So it's a good week to make the adjustments, to focus on your heart space, and to really, check in with your body, right? I am not, I'm not a medical professional, but what I will say is the more you can learn to feel into your body and what you're experiencing in the moment, the more you will understand when something feels off and something feels good, because you'll notice how your body physically responds to something that feels good versus something that feels not so good. And there, it's a learning process, right? There's no like right or wrong because your body responds differently than mine, but there is a way that your body physically responds when something comes up for you. So I hope you found that to be helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Sarah, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye. Love you.